Give it a second. Okay, we're live. Hey, you guys, before that we even get started, I want to let you know that the internet is really bad. It's going to be glitchy. You know, he's in the UK. I have it on my phone as well. But anyway, so I apologize in advance if it lags and it gets glitchy. Hang in with us. We're going to do the best we can, but we've already got people here. Hi, Juliet. I'm really honored that you're joining us. And Andy, hi, Andy Cat, hanging with April. Thank you guys for being here. I'm going to introduce you guys to my guru. I call him my guru, George Goodenough. And I'll leave a link to his channel. So when we're done, if you want to go check him out. But he's the guy that has all the answers. He actually is schooled in the carnivore diet, and he's a testimony. He's lost weight. He's regained his health, and I want him to mainly share his story with you guys. You know my story. I've posted it a few times. But for those of you that are interested in it and want to understand the benefits of being on the carnivore diet, George is going to explain that to you guys. So I'm just going to say, go ahead, George.
Okay, so
go ahead and tell them your story.
Absolutely. So my name is George Goodenough. I'm 60 years old. I live in the town of Bridgewater in Somerset in the southwest of England, and I was very, very seriously ill until fairly recently. I weighed 293 pounds. I had type 2 diabetes and very high triglycerides. I was basically a heart attack waiting to happen until one day I got my blood tests on March the 1st, 2022. So nearly 4 years ago now. And I was morbidly obese, type 2 diabetes, high triglycerides. And basically the doctor said, yeah, that's you. You got type 2 diabetes. Here's some prescriptions for metformin and for statins. It's chronic and progressive. You'll be on this for the rest of your life. So that was it. So I left the office, and my phone rang, and it was actually from the same surgery, from the same clinic. And a voice said, "This is George. This is Nurse Kath Moran. Come and see me." So I went through to the nurse's side of the clinic. She took me into her office and sat me down, and she said, "George," she said, "you got type 2 diabetes." I said, "Yeah, I've just been told, actually, thank you, nurse." And she said, "What do you eat?" So I said, "Well, I eat perfectly normally." I said, "I eat, my meat and my vegetables, and I eat lots and lots of rice and pasta, pizza. I eat normally bread. I eat lots of sandwiches at work." And she sort of looked at me, and with kindness in her eyes. The doctor had treated me pretty much with contempt, because I could see that she was blaming me for the fact that I was in a mess. But Nurse Kath sat me down, and there was pity, kindness in her eyes. And she just looked me in the eyes and said, "George, all carbohydrates are sugar." I said, "What?" I said, "What, even the ones that don't taste of sugar? Even the ones that are savory?" She said, "Yes, all carbohydrates turn to glucose in your bloodstream, which is what causes diabetes." So we had a quick conversation really, and I suddenly realized that it was like a light bulb, an aha moment. And I realized that there was an awful lot of food that I could cut out from my nutrition, which were carbohydrates: potatoes, chips, pizza, pasta, noodles, ramen noodles, I think you call them, pot noodles, we call them. All this was the stuff and bread, especially bread. All this was the stuff that I was filling up on, because it fills you up quickly, but then you get hungry again, so you eat more. And I suddenly realized that there was a lot of stuff I could change. So my last words to Kath before I left the office were, "We can do this." And I went away and I took my prescriptions with me. I had the prescriptions in my hand. I went home, sat at the kitchen table, put the prescriptions to one side, and started the research. I knew about a guy called Professor Roy Taylor from Newcastle University here in the UK, who reckoned that type 2 diabetes was reversible. So I got a good start from him, but he was all about low calorie, about 800 calories a day. And I thought, that's not sustainable. You can't, once you reverse type 2, you can't keep doing that. But then I discovered the low carbohydrate approach, and that was really what got me going. And it was, I knew I'd never heard of the carnivore diet at that stage. I hadn't even heard of YouTube apart from as a music platform. So I started my research on good old Dr. Google and discovered the low carb, what defined low carb. So I started straight away. I went back to work, and I was working with a guy called Max, who was a bulldozer driver, a blade driver on a building site. And he asked me if I'd ever heard of the ketogenic diet. And I said, no, I haven't. So he explained to me what the ketogenic diet was. Fewer than 50 grams a day of carbohydrates is what he actually recommended. So I'd been diagnosed by a doctor. I've been interviewed by a nurse who gave me the clue, but neither of them mentioned the word ketogenic. So I think we can safely come to the conclusion that a bulldozer driver on a building site knows more about metabolic health than a doctor. That's the only conclusion that I can actually come to on the basis of this. So yeah, that was just the starting point I needed. So within the first month of going low carb, I lost 14 pounds in weight. After 5 months, I'd lost 56 pounds in weight. By this time, I still hadn't heard of carnivore. So I went low carb keto, learned how to read labels on food. Max taught me how to read labels on food. So I was then gradually eliminating all the bad stuff and was able to count my carbs every day. But I was still eating a very mixed diet. I was still keeping the fruit because I didn't know about fructose at that stage. I was eating a lot of cheese, a lot of deli meats, all those sort of things. But after 5 months, I lost 56 pounds in weight. Now, I thought I'm doing something right here, maybe. So I phoned up my clinic again, the diabetes clinic, and asked for a second set of blood tests after only 5 months. You're supposed to wait for 1 year. But I felt, I just had the instinct that something would be different. Well, obviously it was. I was 56 pounds lighter for a start. So I went and got on, I think it was August the 4th of 2022. I went and got a second set of blood tests. And I was told that I would receive a standard results phone call from my new nurse, a guy called Richard, because Nurse Kathy had moved on by this time. So at 2 p.m. on August the 22nd, I was due to receive my standard results phone call. On August the 9th, my phone went off and it was the clinic again. So I answered it, and it was a lady, a nurse called Sandy. And she said, George, this is Sandy. I'm the head of the diabetes section in the medical center where you are. She said, I need to talk to you. I said, what? I thought, oh no, I've taken the risk here and it's all gone horribly wrong. Clearly there's something wrong which I've made a huge mistake. So I said to Sandy, Sandy, should I be worried? And she said, no, absolutely not. Quite the opposite. She said, I just need to know what you've done. She said, you've totally reversed type 2 diabetes. She said, not only that, but you're not even pre-diabetic. You're way below pre-diabetic. And you've lost 56 pounds in weight. What have you done? So I said, well, I just went low carb. And she went, wow, that's amazing. So yeah, it was a huge congratulations from her. She said, what do you do with the prescription? I said, I threw them away. What, you didn't even take the metformin? I said, no, what was the point? Because I'm going to heal myself. So that was the first big clue that I was on the right path then. And then in that same month, shortly afterwards, I discovered YouTube. And then because I was looking up reversing type 2 diabetes with the ketogenic diet, then the first carnivore video appeared, which was Kelly Hogan and Dr. Ken Berry. Woman eats only meat for 13 years, and this happens. And that is a spectacular change around for Kelly Hogan. Most people I think here who are in the carnivore world or are familiar with it will know who Kelly Hogan is and Dr. Ken Berry. Anybody who isn't, please go and find Dr. Ken Berry's channel and go and find that particular video. Woman eats only meat for 13 years. The results are spectacular. So that was what gave me the clue that carnivore was a thing. There was a real tool in the box. And then I discovered a gentleman called Dr. Anthony Chaffee, who is an American doctor down in Australia. And he had a video called Plants Are Trying to Kill You. So I watched that, and that gave me a further clue. Now, for anybody who doesn't know Dr. Anthony Chaffee, he's quite a popular doctor amongst the ladies. He seems to have trouble keeping his shirt on for some reason. I don't know why. But however, he's shirtless Dr. Chaffee is quite popular amongst the ladies, shall we say. Yeah, he's quite an awesome specimen of a human being. I've never actually met him yet, but maybe I will do one there, one of the meetups. I don't know. Yeah, so then I realized that carnivore was a thing, but I didn't feel the need to go carnivore because I was doing so successfully on keto. I was down to pretty much meat and cheese and fish and eggs and the low carbohydrate vegetables, salad vegetables. I still love my salad vegetables, my green vegetables, and all the low carb veg. Basically, I wasn't eating any underground vegetables, which are starchy. So I felt I didn't really need to go carnivore. But over the next year, I did quite a bit of research, discovered the plant toxins, oxalates, lectins, etc., etc. There are a lot of plant toxins, and plants are indeed trying to kill you. Deadly nightshade will kill you, and hemlock will kill you within hours, whereas broccoli takes a lot longer, but it is quite pernicious. There are about 36 known carcinogens in broccoli, and also, of course, they are the home of carbohydrates, sugar. So I gradually eliminated them. And by really the summer of 2023, I was down to salad vegetables only with my burgers in the summer with barbecues. And then at the end of August 2023, I discovered a guy called Carnivore Soldier on YouTube, befriended him because I'm an ex-soldier. So it was logical that I reach out to him. I did an interview with him, and I told him that I was still eating salad vegetables. He did a feedback video the next day and said that he'd met me the day before. He said that he used a very subtle reverse psychology technique. He said, George doesn't really eat the same as I do. He said, for example, he still eats salad vegetables. He said, but how can you tell a man he is wrong when he's doing so very well? So I thought, Larry, you are telling me that I am wrong. And I went away and thought about it. And so on September the 11th of 2023, I decided to go completely plant-free, which I did, and have been pretty much so ever since. I did, however, about a month later, go to a Turkish restaurant, and I love olives. So I had some olives because they are low-carb, keto. And unfortunately, by that time, my gut microbiome, the microbes in my gut had got used to meat only. And they objected very strongly to having any olives put in there. And the results the bathroom results were quite unfortunate, shall we say. And that was the last time ever that I consumed plant fiber. So yeah, I've been fiber free since October of 2023, which is coming up to 2.5 years now, I suppose, because we're in January 2026, 2 years and 4 months. So yeah, it's been quite a journey. The first thing to say is that by September of 2024, I had my third blood tests, and I had an absolutely perfect blood test on all counts. And Nurse Abby congratulated me and said that was it. I was now considered to be no longer diabetic, not even in remission, but actually non-diabetic. And she said, we won't need to see you again. So I haven't had a blood test since September the 26th of 2024. By which time I was down to about 200 pounds. And then but I got stuck there for a long time. It was what they call a plateau, which I know you're familiar with, Dawn. And that plateau actually lasted about a year. And then suddenly in the spring of 25, I suddenly got it shifted, and I got down to about 168 pounds in May of last year, down from 293. Wow. So 125 pounds down. Since then, I put back on about another 5 pounds. I weighed in around 173, 174 this morning. But basically, that's the loss of 120 pounds. And now, when I was 168 pounds, I actually weighed the same as I did when I was 17. At the moment, I am weighing in the same as when I was 18. So I am 60 years old, Grandma. And I was, and I weigh in at the weight of 18. Yeah, just a quick shout out. We do have my great friend Barbara, who's from Grandma's Crochet Corner in the in the house, and she is 65 years old, and she's got an incredible story herself, which we'll talk about later, hopefully. We've also got my great mate Juliet Edens in the coach Juliet Edens in the house as well. And Lainey's here with us as well. Look, do I expect she'll come and say hello in a minute, because she won't be able to resist saying hello to you, that's for sure. And also Coach Juliet has got her own fantastic channel, which is growing fast. I think she's up to, I know you're up to about 23k now, aren't you? I think, what are you at the moment, Dawn? How many subscribers? What's your latest?
I think I'm going to reach 25 probably by tomorrow. I'm almost at 25,000.
Just think, Dawn, when I first met you in 24, you were in the hundreds. You were in the hundreds.
I know. Yeah, you were with me before I got monetized.
Exactly, that's right. So, yes. Anyway, so to go back to Coach Juliet, she's doing a similar launch to you. I mean, she's up to. She would like to talk to you, Dawn. So if you two want to get together and do a live on either, well, both your channels, because I know you'll stream it on both. She will be a great person to talk to. So yeah, she will. She has been trying to. Yeah. So yeah, I think it'll do you both good actually to have that. So yeah. So Juliet, yeah, I've done you a favor there, mate. So yeah, Dawn said yes. She said yes publicly. So there we go. Yeah. So right, fantastic.
Hold me to it.
Okay, as I said, now basically my story doesn't end there, because this is something which starts and ends. Well, there are two definitions of the word diet. The one which we come to get used to is you go on a diet, and then when you stop, you go back to eating normally. And what happens? Everything goes back on again. Yo-yo dieting. I did it for years and years because I've always been obese. I've always been struggling. I know, Dawn, you've got a very similar story there. However, the other meaning of diet is what you eat in total. But because it's so confusing, we in the carnivore community now have really dropped the word carnivore diet if we possibly can. We call it the carnivore lifestyle. Grandma, who's with us tonight, has christened it the carnivore way, the way of eating. And that is good, because there is more to the carnivore way than just losing weight, because we have stories out there of curing ulcerative colitis, multiple sclerosis, fighting off cancer. Type 2 diabetes is a very common one. Arthritis, eczema, psoriasis. I myself was suffering terribly from skin infections with boils, all completely gone. A lot of my aches and pains are gone. I used to have shooting pains in my thighs, completely gone. The athlete's foot, the fungus tinea, completely gone. So there is a lot more to this way of life than just weight loss. A lot of people come here just for the weight loss, but then they find what we call the non-scale victories. And I know you had quite a lot of those, Dawn. So that's great. And it's great that you're talking about coming back full time to the carnivore world, because I remember how enthusiastic you were and how your leaky eye dried up. And as you know, I'm very, very busy now in the carnivore world, but sometimes I drop into your videos and you've got some of the old maladies back. So come on, Dawn, it's time. Mm-hmm. It's time for a bit more Georgie love. It's time for me to be your sponsor again.
Yes.
And if you need my help, you know where to find me, my friend, because as you know, Dawn, I love you dearly, and I want to see you back as healthy as you were after your 90 days boot camp with me, because you were my first first coaching project, and we did the 90-day boot camp together. And at the end of it, you were full-blown carnivore, and you really felt the benefits, didn't you? So come on, Dawn. I say, if you need my help again, I'm more than willing to give it. So there we go. Okay. So we'll go back to you. I've got so much to tell you about, but I need to rest my voice for a couple of minutes. If you wanted to say something, I'll tell you what, Dawn. Tell them how we met. Tell them how you tricked me into becoming your boyfriend.
Well, back when I only had a few hundred subscribers, I really wanted to be a carnivore, but it was hard being a carnivore. To go full on just eating meat, especially when you grew up thinking meat was the cause of all these bad ailments. It was the cause of heart disease and gout. And I didn't get it. I didn't understand how it worked. And, but I knew it did, because I was, watching different YouTube channels and seeing how all these people were losing weight and getting healthy and feeling better. So it's like, God, I really want to do it, but I can't. And for some reason, it was so hard for me. So I came on and I made a video of why I hate carnivores. And, I was new to YouTube, so I didn't realize about clickbait. I didn't understand how bad that was. And the carnivores came in droves, man, to chew me up. And George was one of them. He came to battle me. And then as soon as they watched my video, they realized I didn't hate carnivores. I was jealous because I couldn't do it. And I needed help. I needed support. And the carnivore community was so supportive and so kind, especially George. They were so helpful. And that was it for me. That's all it took. I never had that kind of support in any diet group I'd ever belonged to. Weight Watchers, Jenny Craig, any of them. None of them were as kind and supportive. And we always joke about there's no such thing as carnivore police. Nobody's there to tell you you're doing it wrong. They just want to help you. That's the whole goal. They want you to feel as good as they do. And so everybody was so nice and so helpful. And when I was doing things wrong, instead of shaming me, they try to help me. And that was what kept me on the straight and narrow for as long as it did. And for 9 months, I was able to stick to it. And George helped me every inch of the way. When I was falling behind and I was struggling, I would go online, and George was always there to offer suggestions and things that I could do. And it really, really helped. He kept me on the straight and narrow, but then I kind of fell away from it, and he got busy, and I was busy working on my YouTube channel, and I wasn't focused on doing carnivore like I should have been. And it was very easy to fall back into my old ways. And that's what happened to me, especially as a sugar addict. I went back to my drug, and it slowly, I got farther and farther away. And now I'm coming back, but I'm in the same position. I'm just doing keto. I haven't gone full carnivore yet. That's the goal, because I can only tell you from my own personal experience that carnivore was life-changing. At 64, I'm somebody who's tried every diet under the sun. I've even had lap band surgery, and none of those diets made me feel as good as carnivore did or helped me lose the weight as easy as carnivore did. So I need to get back there. And for some reason, just like every time you fall off a diet, it's harder to do it the second time for some reason. And I'm finding it more difficult this time around to get back on the wagon. And my husband will even say, because I'll be like, I'm doing it, and we buy all the, and then, he'll see me eating something, and he'll be like, I thought you were doing carnivore. I am for most of the day, but then at struggle, I've been eating pistachios again and stuff like that. But I need your help.
Yeah, absolutely. 2 points here. The first one, remember what you used to say about me? You said if I was an alcoholic, George would be my sponsor. Well, I'm still here for you, young lady. So whenever you need me, I am here. Secondly, my view of the I Hate Carnivores video was I saw it and I thought, right, I'm going to go and sort this one out. So I was a bit like, I thought of it like a saloon, the I Hate Carnivore saloon. So I like Wild Bill Hickok. I put my guns on. I burst through the saloon doors. I was ready for a gunfight. Instead of finding a gunfight, I found myself walking out arm in arm, Wild Bill Hickok with Calamity Jane. So I actually came out with a big carnivore sister rather than actually having a to the death gunfight. And we've been, I made the joke about being your boyfriend, but of course I'm not. I am your little brother, as you call me, and you are my big sister, my big carnivore sister. We don't see enough of each other these days, but that's because we're just. So I went in looking for a fight, and I came out with a sister, with a new member of my family, and that was back in October 2024. And that was, and we've been friends ever since. We've done a few lives together as well, haven't we? It's been great fun.
Quite a few.
We do know where each other live, and we do send each other stuff, don't we? So it's we have a pretty close relationship, to say the very least. And my darling wife Lainey absolutely adores you as well. And I'll be honest with you, Dawn, it's on both of our bucket lists, yours and mine, that one day we're going to get to meet and hug, give it the old carnivore love. And Lainey
Yes.
would love to come to where you live, because you're only an hour from Anaheim, and Lainey loves Mickey Mouse. So who knows? Maybe one day. Maybe
Anytime,
one
you
day.
guys.
Yeah, we'd love to. I mean, I'd love to take. You are a wrestling witch face, so you are a practicing green witch, and I'd love to take you to. I know what you're going to pull down. Yeah, that mug came from a town.
I love that, by the way.
That mug came from a town called Glastonbury here in Somerset, which is about 12 miles from us, and it is the witch centre of Great Britain. So one day, Dawn, maybe if we can get you over here, I'm going to take you to Glastonbury, and we're going to go into all the witchy shops. The only problem is you're going to have to bring a great big suitcase, because you're going to fill it all up with memorials from Glastonbury.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, so
hey,
that's
we've got Andy Cat is talking about her go-to snack is almonds. Do you want to explain to her about almonds? Because I was the same way, Andy. That was my go-to snack before I went carnivore. I was eating almonds. That was my favorite thing until I found out about, what is it almonds have? Oxalates?
I would jump in here, Dawn, but Coach Juliet, who I was on the course with, she's also a Kilts Health coach. She's already answered it. She said, "No, sorry, Andy, they are high on oxalates." A quick explanation about oxalates: they are very oxalates. Yeah, they are very small crystalline structures that you find in green vegetables and nuts, and they are crystalline almost, and they're tiny, so you can't see them. But in the bloodstream, they bind with calcium, and so you get calcium oxalate. And when that builds up in your kidneys, tell me I'm right, Juliet, not the gallbladder, it's the kidney. You get kidney stones. And that is why they are so damaging, because basically the majority of kidney stones are calcium oxalates, right. and Coach Juliet saying right as well, joint pain, inflammation, etc. So I know I've got a friend in America called Mark. He's had 9 kidney stones in his life, and apparently I've neither had a baby nor have I had a kidney stone, but they apparently compare the pain of a kidney stone as being worse or the same as giving birth. He's had 9.
Yes.
Ever since he went carnivore, he's had no more problems. But ever since he gave up the oxalate-rich foods. So yeah, regrettably, they are low carb almonds, no question about that. Almond butter is well known for keto, but they are not good for you on account of the oxalates, on account of the toxins.
I know, darn it.
Yeah. So they are keto because of the very low carb value. I wouldn't touch them though because of the toxins that there are in them. But that's just me. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just here to give you the advice or give you the knowledge that I have. And yeah, Julius.
Right. No, but it's true.
Hang on a second. Hang on a second, Dawn. We've also got CB Carmack in the chat as well.
Oh yes.
CB is another Kilts Health coach. Sorry, shall I just I'll demonstrate we all are the proud owners of this particular certificate, which has been signed off by
Yes.
So we've got CB and Coach Juliet in the, and they're both doing Dr. Ken Berry's PhD proper human diet coaching course, so they're already more advanced than me. So yeah, I think they're taking care of the clinic, shall we say, very nicely. CB is a deputy sheriff in Alabama. So we always joke that he is genuinely the carnivore police. So there we go.
No, but oxalates, when I gave up oxalates along with the sugar, that's when I lost all the inflammation, because I used to have a lot of pain, you guys. That was one of the main reasons I really appreciate the carnivore diet. Is, remember, George, I used to tell you about my knee pain. I had fallen and I thought I was going to need surgery. I walked with the cane. And once I gave up all the oxalates and the sugar, all the inflammation left my body. I had zero pain.
Yeah, I remember when I still had time to watch you every day, Dawn, before I became so busy myself. I used to love your walking videos, the ones up in the mountains, and also just the one in the local park to you. That was good as well. But because I've been so busy recently with everything, I don't really get a chance to watch Dawn as much as I used to. I always try and, if I possibly can, I will do. And hey, hello, we've got we have a visitor.
Hey, Lainey, hi. Hey, beautiful. How are you doing? Where'd you get that?
Amazon.
I love it. I gotta look that up. Are you reading that by the fire?
I am, yeah.
Yeah, I
I've
saw
got the
that.
fire lit, and I'm knitting because we've got another grandchild on the way.
I know, you guys. Congrats. How long? When's the baby due?
She's due end of June.
Oh, okay. So you've got just a few months. Yay. That's so exciting.
I know, I am. I've been up there this morning doing this. Oh, baby.
Oh, I'm so glad. It's so good to see you. You look beautiful as always.
Yeah, you look stunning.
Yeah, sorry, can I just jump in here a second, Dawn? For our friends who don't know Lainey is also carnivore. Lainey is a cancer survivor, breast cancer survivor. It's been a long struggle, but recently she's made some changes to her way of eating. She's got rid of eggs, which has helped her with her gastrointestinal issues. She has switched from lactose milk from lactose milk to normal milk to lactose-free milk, and she is now supplementing with ox bile because she doesn't have a gallbladder, and also collagen. And the ox bile is really helping her to digest fat, and the collagen has meant her hair is all shiny and fine.
Yes,
now. Because remember, she had chemo, so Lainey completely lost her hair, and it's growing back since, and her nails are now growing back stronger, and also her skin. She's her skin is glowing as well. And this is a carnivore diet, so Lainey should, as a cancer sufferer, really be not living a normal life. But she's not only living a normal life.
I know. Look at her; she looks fabulous.
Exactly, but she's got more energy than before she had cancer, and this is down to the carnivore lifestyle. She finds it very because she's not allowed to work because she is registered disabled. So she's finding it hard to burn off all her energy during the day, to be honest with you. But the house is cleaner than I've ever seen it.
And decorated.
And decorated. And she does all the shopping as well. And all the cooking. God. So yeah, it's
I want to feel like that again. I want to feel like that again.
Ask George what you have for dinner tonight.
Oh yeah, Lainey had a ribeye tonight.
You had?
I had a rump. I had a huge rump. Lainey had a ribeye.
It's like this big.
Are you serious?
No. Yeah.
Lainey,
it was on offer in Aldi for £8.49, and it was probably about £1.
$8.49, about $11 or thereabouts. Yeah.
£8, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Right. Anyway,
look at you.
Lovely to see you.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone. So good to see you, Lainey. So good to see you.
Yeah.
Are you still doing the raw? Do you still?
I am still doing the raw, but only when I'm eating by myself. If I'm eating with Lainey, then she likes to cook. I've got no objections to eating red blue steak, so I have my rump blue tonight.
Right.
But normally, if I'm just preparing a steak for myself, I will just get it out of the packet, chuck it on the plate, cover it in salt, and eat it. Yeah. On that note, I, like many of my coach friends from our coaching group, have been doing Lion Diet since January the 1st. Lion Diet means ruminant meat only, so beef, lamb, bison, buffalo, deer, anything which has the 4-chambered stomach, basically. So I've been living on steak and lamb since January the 1st. For full disclosure, on January the 1st, I did eat some remaining sausages from Christmas. And on January the 25th, which is a Scottish celebration called Burns Night, I did have some haggis, which isn't lion. Other than that, I have been lion all January, and I think I'm feeling better. I think I'm looking better, and I think I've got more energy. My energy levels are absolutely through the roof, which I need, because as you may or may not know, I'm working in 2 time zones, because I'm back doing my day job now, which is in the British time zone. But of course, I like to be with my American friends because I'm part of the USA community now. And so in the evening, I have to work on Eastern Standard Time. So I'm getting 5 hours sleep a night. I must admit, just in the last week, I got really, really tired. So I had to miss out on a couple of the American appointments I usually keep. But I'm just giving myself a bit of an easy time, because this journey started for me on August the 20th when I flew to Wyoming for the Rendezvous City Beef Roundup, which didn't happen this year, but I was invited as a personal guest anyway.
Yeah.
So I spent 4 days in Wyoming with the rancher on the Hancock Ranch, Tyler McCann and his wife Angela, We went to Yellowstone Park. I saw buffalo. We went to Thermopolis and had a dip in the hot springs there. We went out to the ranch and saw the ranch. And on the Saturday night, we had a big barbecue. So it's 4 fantastic days. I made a lot of new friends, including Angela Lero, who wasn't there, but a friend was. Angela is an amazing ambassador for the carnivore lifestyle. She is a cancer survivor herself, Lyme disease survivor, a veteran of Carnivore Sunday School, which we'll come on to in a minute. Yeah, so I just made some incredible friends. And then when I came back from Wyoming, I was already on the Kilts Health course. And then an excellent chap called Bob at Carnivore Talk said, well, we're all on this course together, but we don't mix outside of the classroom. So, so basically, he had the idea of putting together a WhatsApp group, which would like be a common room for students. So we formed this WhatsApp group under our great friend Stephanie Taylor from the UK, and we're all in it now. So we've now got this lifelong friendship in a WhatsApp group of about 60 odd people, I think. So that's how we all keep together. That's how we all stay together, and that's how we all mix. We won't lose those friendships. And it's absolutely the carnivore community is amazing. I've been so lucky because basically what happened when I turned 60, I received a lump sum from the British Army, a pension. Now, some people, I could have saved it. I could have possibly bought a car with it. What I decided to do was give myself 4 months off work and switch to Eastern Standard Time and basically get to know the American community, because it's my belief, my feeling that we're okay here in the UK, but you guys are a lot stronger over there. So I thought it's time to unify the world, unify the UK and the US of A. So I've become a Kilts health coach based in America. Obviously, I'm in England, but the Kilts health scheme is based in America. Dawn, do you know about Healing Humanity?
Yes, I've been waiting for the movie to come out, the documentary.
Okay, so to explain to any of us, our non-carnivore friends in the chat, Healing Humanity is going to be a documentary. I think it's going to feature about, I don't know, maybe up to 60 people, and they've all got individual stories of healing from really bad diseases. And it's coming out fairly shortly. And it's being organized by a great guy called Kerry Mann from Wisconsin. He was so enthusiastic about the carnivore lifestyle that he wanted to make a blockbuster film about it, and he's made it happen. He's only he is a homesteader from Montello in Wisconsin.
That's how I knew him. That's how I was originally watching him. I was when he was a homesteader, and then I watched him become a carnivore, and I saw his online transformation, and that was just like, wow, it was such a testimony to see him because he was chubby. And then look how fit he is now, and his wife, and it was like,
so
it was crazy.
So the upshot of me joining the USA community is that I've become a Kilts health coach. I am a moderator on Dr. Kilts' channel. I'm also Dr. Kilts' personal friend now, which I'll tell you about in a minute, because that was quite funny. And also I made friends with Kerry Mann, and he has appointed me as the official UK ambassador to the Healing Humanity film. So at the moment, I am working with him because he has the plans over in America for the premiere. We don't know exactly when, but I know that he's watched one of the possible final edits just recently. So it's very shortly coming out. But courtesy of Stephanie Taylor, my great friend over here, she asked me to ask Kerry what plans are there for the UK premiere. He said, I haven't really thought about it, George. So I went away and consulted with the UK community, and we found a suitable location, which is very near to where Lee Copus, Kent Carnivore, lives. Lee is one of the stars of Healing Humanity, so Kerry wants him to be the main host for the UK premiere. We have a perfect place about 5 minutes away from Lee, in which we can seat about 100 people. So I've gone back to Kerry with that plan, and we're hoping that he would approve it. So the plan, that is my role. I'm a diplomat basically, so I'm the link between the UK and the USA, and it's working very well. Right. Okay. So
Greener Pastures.
Yeah.
They made a comment that they noticed that carnivores begin to look younger after a while. You know what? That's one of the things I tell everybody. I felt like the carnivore diet was the fountain of youth, because I get more comments about looking younger since I started on the carnivore diet. And I think it's because of all the collagen that's in the meat,
Yeah,
and fat.
exactly. I mean, Dawn, Dawn, I have on my phone, I have a favorites album. And one of the favorite photographs I keep in there is of you. Remember when you posted you in the same clothes, 7 months difference, and the difference between you and after a bit of Georgie love. And I keep that one as a treasured possession in my phone now, because you were wearing the same, you were bursting out of them 7 months previously, and they were hanging off you. But not only that, but your skin, your hair, everything, you were looking absolutely stunning. You really were. She is 64 years old, Grandma. But she doesn't look it, shall we say? So yeah, it's perfectly true. And did I show this earlier? I showed it to you, but show
that of yours.
Who's asking? Greener pastures. Okay, so that is me before and after. That's me in August. That is me in August of 2019, and that is me in August of 2025 in Wyoming. So yeah, I am the living, walking, breathing proof that greener pastures is right. We don't only lose weight, but we lose age. I mean, look at the expressions on my face. I was trying to smile in that one in 2019, but I couldn't because I was miserable. But that is a genuine cheeky schoolboy smile in Wyoming, and that's because I'm back. I was then back to my 17-year-old weight, so that's my 17-year-old self at the age of 60. I've got full disclosure, I've got all of my energy back that I had when I was a 17, 18-year-old. The only thing is I haven't got my hair back. I haven't got my knees back because I'm an ex-soldier, an ex-mountaineer, and I put a lot of pressure on my knees through carrying heavy weights and through being that person there. So my knees will probably never come back. I can't run anymore, but I can walk still. So I still do get a lot of joy out of walking. And also the other thing is that thanks to eating all that fiber and all that straining in the bathroom, I do now have an inguinal hernia, which I'm waiting for surgery on. That's a full disclosure. I haven't got my flexibility back that I had when I was a teenager. But when it comes to energy and body shape, yeah, I'm back to my teenage self. And also just my sense of fun. As you know, Dawn, I'm quick to laugh. And I always love coming on with you because we always have a laugh. So it's just so much fun. It really is.
You don't even look like the same guy, George.
No, that's what people say. That they say to me, that's a different person. It wasn't.
Totally.
That is me. Yeah. And it's I mean, the thing about it is that, I think probably when I first started doing it, my family was, oh, you're crazy. You're crazy. You got to have your fiber. You got to have your, but now they can't argue with it because you can't argue with that. There is no argument. It's as simple as that. So, the before and after photographs, they're a lethal weapon. Oh, they're going to say, oh, but you're still going to die from a heart attack. You're still going to die from a heart attack. But Rick was in here earlier, Charger Mopar. Rick went carnivore in 1983. Why? Because he was a miserable school child who didn't want to go to school anymore. So he wanted to give himself a heart attack. He thought that was the best way of not coming off school. And he was promised a heart attack. Weren't you, Rick? I can see you in the chat there. But that promise never came true. 42 years on, he's still waiting for his heart attack. Oh, and by the way, I did promise Rick earlier because he is well known for eating ducks. He is known as the duck man in our community. So Rick, there is the duck that I promised you earlier. I was on a live with Rick earlier, and his own live, in fact. And this is the duck, which Lainey found yesterday, the desk duck. So there you go, Rick. That's all for you. I haven't given this duck a name yet. Does anybody want to give this duck a name? Because it can't be Ricky, by the way, because Ricky is so this duck. So there we go. A quick competition there. So you can give the new duck. Yeah, Rick's seen it. He's laughing.
Something else I wanted to talk about is, when I showed you that picture when I had lost the weight, when I'm wearing the same outfit. Remember at that time, I had only lost 30 pounds, but it was my body composition had changed. And I had never had that happen on any other diet. But for some reason with the carnivore diet, you lose inches before you lose pounds, at least with me.
It's water and inflammation, Dawn. Inflammation is a big word because you're not supposed to lose shoe sizes when you reach an adult, are you? Interesting enough, that's an interesting point, because when I weighed what I do now, back in when I was 18, I had a shoe size of 9, but I actually went up to a shoe size of 13. This is UK shoe sizes, by the way. They're fairly similar to the USA, but they shift one either way. And since going carnivore, I've lost 2 shoe sizes again, and that's the information. But I'm back to an 11 now. So with a size 11 shoe versus a size 9, I really should weigh probably another 28 pounds on top, but I don't. So, I weigh the same as what I did when I was a size 9 shoe. So it's entirely possible that I was actually overweight back in those days when I was 17, 18. And I've actually reached my correct weight now. Okay, so we're going to use the word homeostasis here. Homeostasis is when your body achieves what it feels it's correct at. And it took me probably 3 years to achieve homeostasis, but I've achieved it now. So it doesn't really matter what I eat, as long as I don't go back to carbs. My weight varies only by about 4 or 5 pounds at any one time. And so I've reached that where my body wants to be. So in other words, I've healed. It takes a long time to heal. And I did get stuck on a plateau for 12 months of 200 pounds or thereabouts. So yeah, it does take time. A lot of people, like you were doing, I remember. Oh my gosh, I remember. You were so impatient in the early days. You wanted to go from
right. I wanted to lose it all.
Do you remember the sardine fast, for God's sake?
Oh, what a nightmare that was, right? Oh.
I had to ride to your rescue. I said, Dawn, don't do it. Sardine fasting is kind of is a long way down the line. That we got a couple of sardine fasts in, but it's not for the first 90 days. The first 90 days is eat until you're comfortably stuffed on carnivore and trust the process and keep the faith. Don't try and rush things. Right. If you do, you will become disillusioned. You will become disappointed, and you'll think, is it worth it? And you'll go back to eating carbs. I had to ride all the way 8,000 miles from Somerset in England. Well, metaphorically speaking, of course, take you by the hand and give you a good shaking and say, Dawn, snap out of it, which you did. You actually did.
You did. No, you gave me, you let me know that I did not need to do that. That was stupid. Andy Cat wants to know about alcohol during carnivore.
Right. Okay. Now this is my specialist subject because I'm an alcoholic. I'm an alcoholic who no longer drinks, but this is a really amazing thing. I started this journey in March of 2022, and I eventually gave up alcohol on March the 17th of 2025. And I was drinking 70 plus units a week. And I know that Coach Juliet can verify on this because we've compared stories and we had a very similar struggle with alcohol. Our weakness was wine. My weakness was wine. And I was drinking 7 to 10 bottles a week. So I was drinking up to 100 units of alcohol per week. And yet, fabulous. I was losing weight. Having said that, maybe that's why I got stuck at 200 pounds. But not only that, but my liver function test came back perfectly, because on the last of the blood tests I had, I was still drinking 70 to 100 units a week, 7 to 10 bottles of wine a week, plus beer and maybe the occasional gin and tonic. And when my nurse gave me my results, she skipped over the liver function test. She said, yeah, they're fine. I said, Nurse Abby, she was Abigail. I said, Abby, aren't you going to ask me how much I drink? She said, well, no, there's no point because you're clearly a non-drinker because you have a perfect liver function test. So I had to look her in the, I said, but Abby, I drink 70 to 100 units a week. And she laughed. She went, you've got a good sense of humor, George. So I had to give her the Georgie serious stare, deep into her eyes. Believe me, Abby, I drink 70 to 100 units a week. And she was totally confused. And she said, well, whatever you're doing, just keep on doing it because you're in perfect health. So that's your answer to alcohol. Right. First, and thing, disclaimer. The best route to optimal health is to avoid alcohol. I say again, the best route for optimal health is to avoid alcohol. However, I was the N=1 of the carnivore world when it came to alcohol. And I proved that when it came to liver function tests and metabolic health, it wasn't really a problem. It was a problem for my financial, for my wallet. And the other thing was, it was a mood. I became really quite unpleasant because as I lost all that fat, then the alcohol would get to my brain very quickly and it would bring out the worst side of my character. It would lead to fights between myself and Lainey. And also I would fall over quite a lot. I couldn't, because I didn't have all that fat and inflammation to soak it up anymore. It was affecting me badly. Plus the fact I was getting terrible night sweats on it. So even though the metabolic health was good, all the rest wasn't. So I was so glad to actually just walk away from it on March 17th of this year after a holiday in which I just drunk myself stupid. And I realized at the end of that holiday, I wasted that holiday because I couldn't really remember it. So on that Monday morning, Monday the 17th of March of 2025, I said, I'm done. Nobody believed me. A lot of people that I used to hang out with were very disappointed because I was no longer the alcoholic George going up the pub or the bar anymore. And I've gradually drifted away from that. I'm still friends with these people, but I don't really go out so much anymore. And it's the same with Lainey, because when I gave up drinking, she gradually eased herself off it as well. Lainey will still have the occasional gin and tonic when she goes out. If I go out, I will have a non-alcoholic gin, a gin Ricky, in fact, which is gin, non-alcoholic gin, soda water, and lime juice. It's actually a proper drink called a gin Ricky, but I have a non-alcoholic version of it. So soda water and lime juice, very low carb. Non-alcoholic gin, no alcohol, and again, fairly low carb. So yeah, that's what I do. So yeah, my go-to cocktail now is a non-alcoholic gin Ricky. I still do drink a lot of coffee. I'm a coffee addict basically, but once again, people like Dr. Anthony Shaffer will tell you it's a neurotoxin. He's dead right. However, my body seems to be able to cope with it, and my brain seems to be able to cope with it as well, and it keeps my mind off alcohol. Because if I'm sat in the kitchen table at night by the fire, instead of having a whiskey in front of me or a bottle of wine, I've got an espresso, and yeah, it just keeps my mind off it. And I'm not sure who we got in the chat tonight, but a lot of carnivores out there back along, we all sort of, should we be drinking coffee? But as gradually each one of us sort of came out and put our hands up and said, I still drink coffee. So just about everybody else did as well.
Right.
I know, for example, Alia, who is Dr. Kiltz's podcast manager or PR lady, she lives in Colombia. She actually lives in Bogota, and she always takes the mickey out of me and Lainey for drinking Nespresso. And we are invited down to Bogota to go and meet her because she wants to teach us about real coffee down here. But she said, no, we've got to come to Colombia because we have the real coffee. Ali is actually American herself, but she married a gentleman called Cesar from Bogota. So she lives down there now. She's actually coming to England this year for the Great British Meetup. So very much looking forward to it. Nice. But I'm a bit worried about the quality of coffee she's going to find here. Yeah, and absolutely Barbara from Grandma's Crochet Corner. She drinks coffee. Right, now I want to move on to my recent friend, Barbara. Barbara and I have known each other now for about 6 weeks. She's become one of my closest friends in the carnivore community. We speak every day because she does this incredible live at night in which she basically has a house party. So she does a live and anybody can go and visit her in chat. Very often people will actually go on and visit her on screen and the live, as I usually do on a Sunday morning. So that might be my next live tomorrow morning if I wake up in time. Now Grandma has got this incredible story. She was about to die. She won't mind me saying that because she'd actually written her will and said that she wanted to have her to be cremated and her ashes scattered in the sea in her beloved Maine. But then she discovered Bill Knott and Kerry Mann. Dawn, you know Bill Knott and his cat Daisy?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
She discovered them on December the 31st of 2024 and went carnivore on January the 2nd of 2025, having binge watched Bill. She got incredible results. And then, like yourself, she got waylaid. So she came off the wagon and it all went horribly wrong again, really horribly wrong, because Grandma weighed over 400 pounds when she started and she couldn't walk. Literally was housebound, bedbound, was having seizures and was unable to walk, unable to leave the house, unable to live life. There was nothing for her. Then she started to get better. Then she went on holiday, and it all, like you did at Morro Bay. I remember that story, and it all went horribly wrong for her again. But then she got back on the Carnivore, and guess what? Over £400 down to two. Barbara, am I right in thinking 281 or 282 at the moment? So over £125 lost. And guess what? She's
That's
not
amazing.
She is no longer housebound. She goes for a daily walk. A daily walk.
Oh, she's my hero.
She films it. So Grandma's Crochet Corner. I'm sorry, Barb. I'm totally a techno idiot. So I cannot post your link in chat. If anybody's out there, I'll tell you what, it's Juliet. You're good at these sort of things. Juliet, can you post Grandma's
yeah, absolutely. I gotta check her out.
Yeah.
Oh my god, right. I love that.
Right, not only that, but Grandma, who is 65 years old, she has also become a master of AI. The Suno.
I could use her help in that.
And basically, she's a brilliant poet as well. She writes poetry. Basically, she can write 5 poems a day. She is, since I've known her, she actually she massively hit the carnival scene with a Healing Humanity song. We are healing humanity, which is based on the film Healing Humanity. I'm half hoping they use it as the actual theme tune. It's an amazing song. But since then, she has now become the carnival songstress. Grandma and I have this amazing rapport with each other because, as you know, I'm a bit of a word monger. So sometimes when I string a few words together, it's the basis of a song. Only this morning we did a bit of work together, and Lainey found this book called Eat Fat, Grow Slim by Richard McCarness of 1958. So I sent the email to Grandma, and I said, I'm angry. I'm so angry that we've lost this knowledge. I said, this is a white hot anger I'm feeling. I'm not ranting up, but I am angry, and I am determined to change the world. And I quoted from the song Jerusalem. I shall not cease from mental fights, nor shall my sword sleep in my hand. Literally just before I came on with you, Grandma sent me 2 songs. One called Eat Fat, Grow Slim, which she thanked Lainey for because it was Lainey who found this book. And we've just ordered it, by the way, because I'm going to need it to help with my coaching. And then she also sent me Nor Shall My Sword Sleep, which was inspired by me saying that, quoting from the hymn Jerusalem, because I shall not cease from mental fight, because I won't do Dawn. As you know, I am not stopping for anybody, as you well know, because that was how, and actually, can I just say, if it weren't for this lady here, I would not be in this position, because I was quite content just to coach Dawn, just to carry on with Carnivore, doing the odd interview. But this lady here is a bully, an absolute bully. And she bullied me into starting a YouTube channel, which I've yet to develop, but it is there, believe me. But not only that, but she said that I'd done such a good job of coaching her that I needed to become a coach. So she said, you've got to go and become a coach, George. So anyway, so thanks to Dawn, I'm now the
yes, I knew that was your calling.
You called it my vocation, my calling. So I owe you a lot, Dawn. I really do. I know you will.
Oh my God! Screen's frozen up, George.
Yeah, no, I'm back. So thanks to you, largely, I now know people like Juliet and CB and Grandma. Without you, Dawn, I never would have known these people. It's incredible how life unfolds, isn't it? Well, how would I have done? Because I would have been quite content. I would have been quite content to sit on the bus in the Carnivore community, talking to Carl and other people like that, but not getting off my butt and coming out to meet you guys in the US of A. It is incredible because you asked me before we came on, did you ever think that your life would turn? No, of course I didn't, Dawn. I thought I couldn't travel on planes anymore because there's no way I could. My butt used to hang over the edge of the seat. My gut used to hang over the seat belt. I could not fly but now I flew to Wyoming last year. I'm coming out to Michigan and you guys to Kalamazoo in September this year. Lainey's coming as well, by the way. And I can sit in aircraft seat and theatre seats as well.
A normal seat.
I've got again another non-scale victory. It's not just about the weight loss; it's about what you can do. Yeah. So
Right.
you asked me, did I ever think
Absolutely.
I thought I was never going to get on a plane again in my life, and suddenly I'm flying out to Wyoming in places like Kalamazoo in Michigan. So yeah, it's the transformation is amazing, and I can tell you that Coach Juliet will be there, Barbara's going to be there, Dr. Kilts is going to be there, Kerry Mann is going to be there, I'm going to be there.
Wow.
It's like the Carnivore Who's Who, although I don't quite fit in with the Kerry Manns
Right?
and the Dr. Kiltses of this world. Oh, a quick story about
That's
Dr.
amazing.
Kilts, how I became Dr. Kilts' mate, how I became his friend. I was very much part of the Kilts Mighty Tribe, which is his gang of people that we're all part of. But the BBC, the British Broadcasting Corporation, we're going to be filming a carnivore conference here in the UK on December the 8th. They're doing a series on people who are seeking alternative lifestyles to the standard pharmaceutical and the normal medical health, in other words. People who are seeking to improve their health outside of the system. So they filmed us at this conference. Now, the only problem was we had Coach Stephen, who is a phlebotomist, but we didn't have a doctor. We haven't got a genuine carnivore doctor here in Dr. Abs, but he was unavailable because he had other commitments. He's a dentist. And I thought,
Laney.
we need a doctor. So the Wednesday before, Monday, December the 8th, I contacted Alia, who is Dr. Kilts's, she plans all his travel. And I said, Alia, is there any possible way that Dr. Kilts can come to London on Monday? And she said, George, I plan his trips months in advance. Sorry, this is a private joke here. Juliet, who's just given Dr. Abs 4 love hearts. It's an open secret, Juliet. She actually fancies Dr. Abs more than she fancies Dr. Anthony Shafley. And the great news for Juliet is she's coming to the Great British Meat Associate, and so Dr. Yeah. So, and Laney agrees as well. Where was I? Oh, Dr. Kilts. Yeah, I'm not thinking much. So anyway, so Ali, so I'll run it past him. And then we were on a Zoom call together, myself and Dr. Kilts and the rest of the KMT. And he said, George, I've said, it's too short notice. He said, I really can't make it. I've got obligations on Tuesday morning in New York City. I've got to be back. So thank you for the offer. I really hate turning it down, but I can't make it. I said, that's okay, Dr. Kilts. I said, yeah, I know how you feel, because when you because it was Dr. Kilts who actually sponsored me to go to Wyoming. It's a long story, but he was my sponsor to go to Wyoming. I said, yeah, I know. When you sent me to Wyoming, I had the same thing. I said, I can't possibly do that because I won a prize. So it was a surprise that I was going. It was supposed to be for an American person, but it was for me. So I said, yeah, I understand. I said, I went to bed that night. I said to Alia, thank you, but no thank you. But then in the morning, I woke up with a different attitude. And Laney, I went to bed as a sheep. I woke up as a lion with the lion's attitude. I said to Laney, I said, should I go to Wyoming? She said, of course you should go to Wyoming, George. Of course you should go to Wyoming.
What a good wife.
She said, Dr. Kilts has been kind enough to give you the opportunity of a lifetime. How dare you say that you're not going to go? So, yeah, I told Dr. Kilts, I said, yeah, Dr. Kilts, I went to bed as a sheep thinking I can't do it. I woke up as a lion the next morning. I can, and I went to Wyoming, as you know. But I understand that you can't come to London. Anyway, I was sat in work the next day in my normal day job, and my phone went off at coffee break, or it was around coffee break. And I looked at it, it was Dr. Kilts. First time he's ever phoned me personally. Hello, Dr. Kilts. He said, George, I'm coming to London. And that was it. So that was on the Thursday before. And he flew into London Heathrow at 8 a.m. in the morning on Monday. I had to go and pick him up and take him to the meter. And then he had to catch the 8 o'clock plane back that evening. So he was in Britain for a total of 12 hours. And 2 of those were driving. That's when I had a really good chat with him. That's when we really got to know each other. He's a great bloke. Some gurus, I suppose, they come across as one thing on screen, full of love for humanity, and they're different in person. Dr. Kilts is what you see on the box. He said, I don't want to make any money out of Kilts Health. He said, I make my money on CNY fertility. He said, this is a passion project for me. He said, I wish I could pay you guys. He can't, because I don't pay myself. So basically, he is what you see. He's one of us. He is everybody's friend. We got to the meetup, and I don't think there was a single person, including the cat, that wasn't hugged by Dr. Kilts that day. because he talks of love for humanity, and that's exactly what he is. What you see is what you get. And he's 5'6", not very tall, but boy, can he hug. He's quite strong, believe me. Oh, and he's 70 in March of this year. So as of tomorrow, next month, he's 70. He flies his own jet, flies it, and every year he goes to Arizona to have his old age test, and every year he passes it with flying colours. He's Carnivore, folks. Think about it. He's 70. He should be walking with a cane. He should be on a frame. He should be thinking about retiring. I'm never going to retire, George. I'm never going to retire. What's the point in retiring? But he's actually flying a jet as a hobby. Think about that, folks. Any of you who are out there beginning to wonder, should I go Carnivore? Shall I give it a try? Think about Dr. Kilt at the age of 70 being a pilot. Think about what happened to me. If you need some coaching, there are plenty of coaches out there. I will be starting my coaching career before too long. You can wait for me if you want to, but there are some other coaches out there. And if you get in contact with me through Coach Juliet or CB Carmack or any of us, really, we can arrange it for you. You can wait for me. That would be really nice if I was having you as my first clients. But I'm here to help people. So, yeah, we can give you coaching. There is no question about that. Oh, do you like my shirt, by the way? Do you like my shirt?
Huh?
Do you like my shirt?
What's the bottom of it say? This is my steak.
This is my steak eating shirt.
A steak eating shirt. Okay. Where'd you get that?
Oh, I can't remember. I think Lady bought it for me online. You might be able to find it online. Actually.
Of course.
There are quite a lot of carnivore merch online. You can also buy Dr. Kilt's Health t-shirts and also Healing Humanity as well. So yeah, if you're interested, you can always go and find those. It's absolutely fabulous. Yeah, as Rick says, got to love Dr. Kilts because Rick and Dr. Kilts have a very strong relationship as well.
I just wanted to let people know before we end this that if you're considering doing the carnivore diet, definitely hit George up or any of these fine coaches. But the carnivore diet isn't just a weight loss diet. If you need to lose weight, yes, it will definitely help you do that. But it's a healing diet. And that's why I went on it. At my age, I needed to heal. I had a lot of different ailments that, I didn't want to just take medication. And by the way, I don't take any medication. And most carnivores that I know don't take any medication for cholesterol or blood pressure or anything or diabetes. Right. Yeah, absolutely. We all end up getting cured.
Have we still got 5 minutes? Have we still got 5 minutes? We have. Okay. Right. Yeah. So I'm just going to tell some of our friends about coaching, and I'm going to be under the microscope from Juliet and people like that at the moment, which I'm well aware of. Okay. So this is me coaching. I have 4 pillars of carnivore, the 4 pillars upon which I build my coaching. The first one is a strong why, a strong reason for wanting to do it. On my strong why was type 2 diabetes, morbid obesity, and I was probably going to die of a heart attack. And then that was reinforced by the death of a friend of mine who died at the age of 59 of a heart attack. And then since I've been on my journey, I've lost other people to type 1 and type 2 diabetes, and to sudden they weren't on the carnivore diet with me, and they wouldn't give up their sugars and their seed oils and the bad lifestyle. So each one has reinforced my why. I have taken their soul on board with me, and I'm doing it kind of for them as well. So that's my why. Then your mindset. You have to change your mindset. You have to stop believing the lies from the government, from the establishment, from the medical industry. The lie that fat is bad for you, that you need vegetables. You have to turn your mindset 180 degrees. You don't have to do it straight away. What I did was go through a gradual change of mindset, a very gradual change of mindset. It took me 18 months. So when I do coaching, I do not recommend that you give up everything straight away and go straight on to fatty meat. What I suggest is you up the fatty meat and you gradually cut down the sides until eventually you become full-blown carnivore, which would be my target, as it was with you, Dawn, after 90 days, what I call boot camp. But I'd be more than happy to see people gradually cutting down for 90 days. So that's your mindset. It's the changing your attitude towards, also changing from remember what I said earlier about from the sheep to the lion? Getting the lion attitude, which is the I can attitude, not the, oh, I don't think I can, because what about if grandma gets offended or nan gets offended when I don't eat her cheesecake? You've got to say, no, I'm sorry, but my health is more important. You've got to become the lion. You've got to stand up for yourself, not give in to social pressure. That's a big one, mindset. Next one is research. I have done thousands and thousands and thousands of hours of research in the last 4 years. Just ask Lainey. She often says, you've got no time for me anymore. That's because I'm researching. I'm researching on YouTube. I started off with all the doctors, Dr. Ken Berry, Dr. Anthony Chafee, Dr. Kiltz, obviously, Dr. Jason Fung, Rob Sivers, Dr. Tony Hampton, Dr. Lisa Wiedemann. Go out and find these people, because your doctors are your best source of information to begin with. I haven't got time for them anymore because I'm too busy hanging out with my mates on YouTube, such as you, Dawn, and such as all the other Kills Mighty Tribe who have channels, and Kerry, for example, as well. So yeah, so the doctors, I'm kind of neglecting them, apart from Dr. Kiltz, obviously, because he is my sponsor, my mentor, and my friend. So yeah, you'll still find me on with Dr. Kiltz every day at 6 a.m. Eastern. He does a kind of live surgery every day in which you can consult him, but he works it around a guest. Kiltz Health Channel, go on there, folks. 6 a.m. Eastern every day. He does an hour free for Kiltz Health before he goes to work for CNY Fertility. He is that generous a man. He is just unbelievable. Right, okay, so that's the research. Final one is community. Community is massively important. You and I found community, Dawn. I didn't have a big community back, but you were. I kind of took you under my wing, and it was because you found the carnivore community that you were able to stay carnivore. I was the principal guide in to bring you to carnivore, but as you said, everybody else was there. They were our cheerleaders. In every time you went and said we had a bit of progression, the carnivore community there for you, cheerleading you. And I'm sure that you still got a lot of carnivores in your 20 million subscribers you've got at the moment. Let's hope we will reach 25k before too long. Anyway, so I'm sure a lot of the originals are still there. Obviously, I'm still subscribed to your channel, and I get the notifications every day, and I sort of give you a wave in passing, and that's about it nowadays. Yeah, so community, right? And the other thing is, okay, I talked to you about Barbara. She's only gone and made a song about it called "The Four Pillars." So go and find that on her channel. You'll find it in her list. It's called "The Four Pillars." We stand for George. Is the subtitle. We made it, inspired it. And the other one is, I was briefing Kerry the other night, and Grandma was on the Zoom call. Barbara was on the Zoom call, and I said, Kerry, I've developed this mission statement for coaches. I said it's 6 words. We educate, we encourage, we empower, we inspire, we motivate, and we organize. Little did I know that Barbara was sat in the shadows quietly writing down these words. The next thing I knew, a song came out called 6 Words That Changed Everything. It's actually, again, on her channel there. And those 6 words I've just gone through, but she added her own brilliant interpretation of it. So we educate with truth. We encourage through the storm. Now, the storm, Dawn, you will know about, because you had the storm. You wanted everything to go too quickly. You were getting a lot of conflicting advice. That is the storm. It's the noise that's going on around you, which makes you lose your focus, which makes you lose your direction. I was there to reach out a steadying hand to you and say, come on, Dawn, stay on the straight and narrow. So we encourage through the storm. I encourage you through your personal storm, so you can relate to that. We empower every soul to remember who they're born. So we hand the power to the client. We don't do things for them. We can't make decisions for the clients, but we empower the clients to make their own decisions with education and encouragement. We inspire by example. My example is I've stuck to it and I've reaped the rewards. So people tell me that I inspire a lot of people. Barbara inspires a lot of people because of her incredible journey from housebound at 400 pounds to 281, I think, and dropping rapidly and walking to the grocery store now. When she first came out, she could only walk to her garden gate and back. Now she's walking down the grocery store. She found a quarter on the floor the other day, and she bent down and picked it up without having to sit down to do it. Now that is a huge victory.
That's a big deal.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And I won't tell you what her big pre-Christmas win was, I urge you to go to her channel and ask Barbara, what was your pre-Christmas big win, Barbara? And she will gladly tell you. Anyway, I'll leave that a sense of mystery, because maybe people will actually want to go and ask her, which would be really good. Yeah, so we empower every soul to remember who they were born. We inspire by example, and we motivate with love. As you know, Dawn, we pride ourselves on our love within the carnivore community. Again, Dr. Kilt's preached it. And what it is that when you're brain healed, when you're moodless, you start feeling love for yourself, love for life again. And that love is internal with you. People think of love only as being as between a man and a woman. It isn't. Love is for cats. It's for life. It's a joie de, and once that love is inside you, then it spreads. It goes in and then spreads out again and embraces it.
Yes.
You're saying. Remind me. It's some seek. Dawn, can you hear me?
Nope, you froze up for a minute. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I'm saying about the love that we feel. You are part of the Hearts movement. What is your favorite saying? Some
people seek happiness, others create it. And that's the carnivore community. They go around, and they're the nicest group of people I've ever met. Anybody, when you run into a carnivore, they're always nice. Because they feel good. And when you feel good, it's easier to be nice.
Inside you, the love of life, the love for yourself, to look in the mirror and think, I'm okay with myself. It goes inward and then reflects outwards. Equally, if you are filled with hatred, with embitterment and rage, that is internal, but it externalizes as well, which is why arguments start over parking, road rage, because people have got hate inside them and they want to take it out on other people. We have love inside us and we like to take it out on other people. And believe me, that's led to some very bone-crushing hugs over the years, mainly from lionesses, to be perfectly honest with you. There's a couple of our lionesses out there, and I feel like I've been mauled by a lioness after I've been hugged by them. Believe me. And then we organise together, because we formed a community. The community is here tonight, and we're having great fun. And we go to meetups. We travel from all over the country. But this year, we're traveling from all over the world. Dr. Kilts is coming to the British one. Ali is coming to the British one. Juliet's coming to the British one. Angela Lero from LA is coming to the Brit one. And there are a few of us going to Kalamazoo in Michigan in September. So you're going to see us Brits there as well. So I have achieved part of what I was aiming to do by becoming the UK representative in the USA. We're now starting to swap. We're not only going to meetups in our own countries, we're starting to travel internationally as well, which is something I'm trying to encourage, because I want this community to be solid. So we organize together. So we covered that. And then, awesome. We also, as a coach, I'm trained in motivational interviewing. And we have an acronym, which is PACE, P-A-C-E. We form a partnership with our clients. So it's not me telling you what to do. The metaphor is that basically we are dancers, not wrestlers. We don't pin the coach, the client forward and say, you will do this. We say, how would you feel about doing this? How would you feel if I told you that it would be a real, so we try and draw the feelings out in a partnership, partnership of equals. The next thing is acceptance. Now, I'm on the lion diet in the carnivore. I think that's best. But it may be that somebody says, well, I'd like to get the benefits of keto, but I don't feel I'm ready for carnivore. So I have to accept that. And I'm trained now to actually give the best advice on keto as well as carnivore. So I've got to find the level of where they want to be. And I had to tailor my advice to that. So, for example, I would, they would ask me, well, what about potatoes? I'd say, probably not a good idea because they're very starchy. What about replacing them with, an onion or something, which isn't quite so bad? That was how we would do it. We would discuss their needs, their desires, and their goals. And we wouldn't say, oh, you've got to do it my way or you've failed. We would actually move to accommodate. That's acceptance. Then compassion. Compassion is kind of the opposite of being which I think you know a lot about, thanks to your friend who over there in SoCal. Can't remember her name now. Diane? Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So narcissists, they are only interested in themselves. we as coaches, we are interested, we are compassionate for the person we are. We want them, they are more important than us. Their success is more important than us feeling good about ourselves. So we want the best for them, not the best for us. We're not chasing money. We need to obviously pay our mortgages and that sort of thing, but we're not using them as a tool. We're not using them as a way of furthering our career. We want the best for those people. As you know, Dawn, when I came to you, it wasn't about money between you and me, but it was because I basically was bowled over by you when I first met you, and I wanted to help you. And that's the good what a good coach does. Yeah, sometimes we do have to charge if we want to keep food on our own table, but it's all about compassion. And last thing, evocation. You can think, you can take the military attitude, like you're an officer in the army. Your men don't know anything, therefore they've got to be told exactly what to do, when to do it, exactly all the time. We believe that within every human to get out, the person who will take responsibility for their own life, the person who will make their own decisions, the person who will become the captain of their own ship, and they will then take responsibility away from the system, away from the shepherd, if you like, the shepherd being the medical system, the pharmaceutical companies, the government, and then they will get away from the shepherd. They will merge from the sheep into the lion, and they will actually roam through life as a master, as in control of their own lives, not a slave driver or anything, but they will be the master of their own destiny, not a sheep who is following the herd. I hope that makes sense. But that is evocation. It's to draw out the lion in somebody, as I like to say. That's just the metaphor that which I use. Other people may use different ones. I'm not sure. But there we go. Yeah. So, and also you've got to resist the writing reflex. The writing reflex is you're doing it wrong. Do it my way. You want to fix it straight away. You can't. You've got to gently bring somebody round to your way of thinking. So it's much more like an exotic dance, like the tango, for example. I'm the wrong person to speak to you about that. Just ask Lainey. It's not a wrestling match. It is a dance. It is a romantic dance, for want of a better word. It is a graceful relationship. It's not an aggressive relationship. It's not an assertive relationship. It is a meeting of equals, and getting the best. And that's my coaching philosophy. If anybody's impressed, I'll be around in a couple of months' time, ready to take orders. But in the meantime, if anybody wants to start now, then there are some great coaches out there who are starting now. But it's entirely up to you guys. And also going back to our very beginning, Dawn, if you need a bit of coaching, you know me, and you know you'll get it for you'll get it pro bono. So if you need my help, always reach out to me personally. So
thank you, George. Thank you so much. And thank you guys for everybody that joined us, from over there and from your group, the Carnivore community, because like I said, the Carnivore community they're the best, and everybody knows that. They're the absolute best. And if you are thinking about it, if you're on the fence, Andy or anybody else that's thinking about doing it, if you have any questions and I can help you, go ahead and hit me up. I can only speak from my experience, but George is actually educated in it, and he can be, much more help. But it's just all I can tell you guys is it was life-changing.
Yeah. Dawn and I have direct contact. So if anybody needs to talk to me, if you can't find me through the, you can find me on Facebook, George Goodenough. There, my picture is of me talking to the microphone with a cap on, so you can't miss me. Come and find me. Just mention the word carnivore or something in your about info. So as soon as I see that word, then I will accept you as a friend, and you can ask me on Messenger all about it. You can get me on email. But if anybody's struggling to get hold of me, just go through Dawn, because Dawn and I have direct contact through email, and she will pass on anything which she will pass me on your email address and any questions that you have. Right. I promise you I will answer it, but like Dawn, I am very busy. So it might be a couple of days, but I will answer it. I do promise you. So there we go. So
I'm going to be doing more. I'm going to be talking about this more in my videos, because I kind of got away from it. When I first started doing YouTube, it was mainly focused on carnivore, but now that I'm getting back into it, so if people are interested, I will be talking about it more.
Okay,
I will leave a link.
In that case, Dawn, I'm probably going to try and make more time for you once again, because I think you're going to need my support. So I will put you back to the top of the list. I'll have to lose Coach Juliet's channel, I think, in order to replace it with yours. But anyway, do promise me that you will have an interview with Coach Juliet, because you two are
absolutely. Yeah,
you are two very beautiful ladies who I love greatly on both of you, and I'd love to see you on a live together. I really would do. It would be a sight for sore eyes.
I think that'd be a blast
for us gentlemen of a certain age, shall we say? So there we go.
I'd love it. Yeah, and Grandma, is it Grandma Barbara?
Yeah, Barbara. Get Barbara on. Definitely get Barbara on. I am acting as Barbara's agent.
She's an inspiration.
I've managed to get her a Dave Mack. Remember, I managed to get you a Dave Mack, and you launched your channel off the back of that. I think it was me that got Barbara a Dave Mack, and Dr. Kilts, and various other ones as well. So yeah, I'm acting as Barbara's agent. So I'll tell you what, Dawn, I will put you and Barbara into contact as well. And we've also got the wonderful Carnivore Jerry on with us. Jerry, she's another Kilts health coach. She has her own fantastic channel and does her own lives. She's the same age as about the same age as you, Dawn, slightly older than me, and she's got an amazing sense of humour. Go and find her. Right, okay. Jerry, I'm at the risk of upsetting you, and I hate doing that because you scare me. I'm going to say your channel is in the middle of a forest, not the forest. In the middle of a forest is Jerry's Jerry's channel, and she does a lot of lives. And
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, in the middle of a forest. Check it out, and it's Carnivore Jerry.
I will.
She's a fellow Kilts health coach. We're everywhere, the Kilts health coaches nowadays. It is in fact Dr. Kilts' ambition to. Carnivore Jerry. I'm 64 years old, so she's the same age as you, Dawn. You don't mind me saying that because you often say, I'm 64 years old. So there we go.
I want people to know. Right.
Yeah, exactly. So it's and I think you two would get on very well as well. There's another interview for you, Dawn, another carnivore interview. If you're serious about going carnivore again, start interviewing carnivores. It's a
I will.
way of doing it. And you have a whole Rick will do it as well. Rick Rodriguez, Charger Mopar, he will do it. I think I got his email. I think.
I see his name all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't know his name.
Yeah, well, as I said, Rick is also known as the Duck Man. So, and he's also known as the person who eats iguanas. And he has the most incredible cat called Milton, who's also their alter egos are Duckman and Swamp Cat. So you'll find a lot of music by Barbara on her channel about Milton the carnivore cat and Rick the Duck Man. How can anyone not know about me? Absolutely, Rick, you've been around for a long time. You're the 42-year carnivore, and he's 6'6" as well, by the way, Dawn. He's actually the tallest guy.
I've seen him on Coffee with Mitch, Old Man Carnivore.
Probably, I think so.
I think that's where I remember because I used to go to those. Yeah,
and I have a fabulous photograph of Rick stood next to Sean Baker. Sean Baker is 6'5". Dr. Sean Baker is 6'5". Rick is 6'6", and Rick is noticeably taller than Sean Baker. So that is the evidence.
That's great.
But
thank
you guys for joining us. The amazing thing was that the reason he went carnivore is he was a small, skinny kid that used to get bullied. He wanted a heart attack, so he went carnivore, thinking that he would get a heart attack, wouldn't have to go to school. But instead, what happened is he got a sudden growth spurt, and suddenly he wasn't bullied anymore. Wow. He went from being a C student to an A student. And poor Rick, he's still waiting for that heart attack after 42 years. Let's hope he waits for another 60, eh?
Right. No. Yeah, when you're on carnivore,
Rick's saying he hasn't got the Sean Baker pick. I think I might have. I can send it to you, Rick, because I've got your email address. If I can find it, I'll send it to you. If not, we'll get Lewis or whoever it was that took it to send it to you. I'll stick it on our group that you're looking for that pick. So we'll get that to you. No worries. Well, I don't know about you, but it's an hour and a half. Should we come on, love you and leave you? Literally love you and leave you. And
yes.
And let's not leave it. Well, I don't know. We usually do one every 3 or 4 months, don't we? So it's not like we never talk to each other anymore. But we should.
Yeah, I still got them.
Yeah, I'm going to start hammering you. I'm going to start hammering you with what do you call it? Interview characters. Because if you're serious about going carnivore again, one of the best ways is interviewing this line of people down here: Rick, Juliet, Barbara, Jerry. Who else do we have in tonight? Can't remember. you've already done me, so you can tick me off of the Kill Self list, the KMT list. But I'm going to send you. I'm going to put you in contact with a whole load of top carnivores. It will encourage you. It will help you if you do one every week or every 2 weeks or something, similar to what we're doing now. If you want, we'll do recordings.
I love that.
And then that will also help to inspire your other subscribers as well, who are thinking about it, not too sure. The more that we show them the great success stories that we've had, then the more people will have the confidence to
absolutely
come and see us. Right,
yes, I would love to do that.
Yeah, Brian's late to the party. Sorry, mate, we're about to finish. Grandma's just written the Quack Quack Disco song because she got that idea about an hour and a half ago, and now it's already out because basically it was a duck disco song. So that'll be on Grandma's channel. Go, everybody, go and check out Grandma's Crochet Corner. Go on her playlist and find her music video. It's amazing. Dawn, should we stay on for a quick 5 minutes after when you press the button, just to wrap it up?
For sure. Yeah.
Well, after party.
Yes. Thank you so much, George. I really appreciate you doing this because, like I said, a lot of people ask me about the carnivore diet, and all I can tell them is my experience. But you're actually educated in it, and so you can explain things deeper. So, like I said, if you guys have any questions, hit up George. You know, he can really tell you a lot more than I can, and any of these other fine people in the chat.
I told you a long time ago that I will do anything for you, and I mean that because I love you dearly. So yeah, please, there's no need to
right back at you
because it is absolutely my pleasure.
Thank you so much, you guys. We're going to go ahead and cut this now, but I appreciate you guys for joining us. And with that, I will see you guys in the next video. You want to say goodbye, George?
Bye, everybody. It's been great fun. as always, great fun.
And
One of you lost a button.
Yeah, I'm gone. Are you still there? Hold on.
I'm still here. We're still live.
Let me see. I know. I went to click off and it didn't go. So now I'm